Welcome to the first edition of the Fangirl Support Group. My name's Sammy.
My name is Kaz.
And we are here today to sort of give everyone the overview of our podcast, welcome you to the show, and then later on in the show we'll sort of talk about fandom etiquette, fandom ground rules, sort of podcast ground rules as well, so you all can sort of gauge our perspectives about fangirl culture. And different rules that we like to abide by.
Yeah.
And then, do you want to introduce some of the segments that we'll have later on in the show that will repeat?
Yeah. So, the whole thing about this podcast is just, like, literally we're just talking.
We just want to yap to each other.
Yeah, we want to yap to each other, but also, like, again, as you can tell from the title, we're both fangirls. And so, I think...
Grown adult fangirls.
Yeah, so, like, this is just gonna be a fun thing. So, we had thought of, like, doing segments every episode, and it's, like, sometimes it's, like, fanfic of the week.
That will be recurring.
That will be a recurring thing, but there are some, like, segments where...
They'll cycle in and out.
Yeah, so I get, like, F1 race recaps, or, like, fangirl manifestations, stuff like that. So, that is something that... might change.
Yeah. We just want to yap to each other and bring other people on to yap about what they're passionate about. So I guess that leads us into, overview of the podcast is we have spent far too much time yapping to each other and in front of other people.
Wasted so much time.
Yes.
Wasted so much time. Just kept going and going and going. You know that meme of like the party's over and they're still there.
That's us.
You were watching Drive to Survive the new season, which again a
flop.
A flop. Yeah, basically. Like what the fuck? Like Netflix put us on coach. What the fuck
It was really bad.
Anyways,
it was really bad.
Yeah. We don't have to get into it right now.
No, that could be an episode.
Yeah, it was like 1 a.m. at that point, and Sammy was like, "We should do a podcast."
Yep.
And I had said like, "Hell yeah!"
And how many men? With fuck ass boring opinions sit on their damn couch and start a podcast? And I said, women can do it too.
True. Women are just naturally funny.
Yes. Yeah. And specifically, fangirls
are hilarious.
The funniest
bitches
people ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
I love them. I love fangirls.
The reason for the podcast, we're going to bring, like we said, guests on. The goal is to get people talking about things that they're fangirls of, things that they're passionate about.
Yeah.
So whether that's just the two of us, either jointly or individually, one sort of interviewing the other, talking about the things they're passionate about, or bringing on guests to talk about the things that they're passionate about. Because I think that's fun. I love listening to people talk about things that they're fired up about and enjoy.
It's
as
so
a fangirl, there's nothing better.
Yeah.
And when you find someone that likes the same thing as you, or you discover something through someone else, life is worth living.
No, life is worth, never kill yourself. But also, literally, never kill yourself. Yeah.
And background on us. So, 26. And
I keep forgetting your age. Because in my head...
I am younger than her.
You're, by like
is it obvious?
But like a year. I'm like 27.
So how we met each other. We met each other in adulthood. Shocker. Who does that anymore?
Right.
Let's do that more, actually.
Yeah. People need to host more parties, but...
Agreed.
That can be...
Dying art.
We can, circle back.
We can have an episode on that. So we both worked at the same company.
Nonprofit.
A nonprofit. Yeah. All the memes about nonprofit work is real.
They're true. Like, the rumors on the streets are true.
And maybe someone was inside the walls of where we worked because... Yeah. No nonprofit has nonprofited harder than
the one that
we will not be naming the establishment as...
Yeah.
We both worked at the same place. I think, Kaz, how long had you been there before I started? Not like that much longer.
No, I think I had been there for like a year or 2 years.
I started, like a year after Kaz, or maybe 2 years after Kaz did. But at this point, Kaz was already on the team that needed help from events. So, and no tea, no shade to this team. I actually don't even think this team exists anymore.
Well, actually, the team was consisted of me and my boss.
Yeah, valid.
That was the team.
Our departments were involved. It was a hot mess. So I was doing all these events, and my manager was like, I don't know, girl, figure it out. And I was like, okay, cool, like that. And I show up one day to this event that, like, one person maybe showed up to, and we'd ordered a bunch of catering for it. And lo and behold, because, of course, they make the lowest on the totem pole do the grunt work, Kaz was there. And it was just me and Kaz and this one other person. It who attended.
Do you know how flop of it is to have free food at like as like an outreach thing and only
and to
one
college
person?
kids, and we got to just like chatting. But I wouldn't say at that point we were like work friends. I wouldn't say we were like friends. Until another work event that required us to work on a weekend, and sort of like stay in the same hotel and all this stuff. And after an evening, we like hung out in, I think it was my hotel room. Like, actually, you weren't staying in the hotel. It was just me. So she came to my hotel room, and that's when we were already like work friends, like to the point where I knew things about you, but like
But
maybe
like,
the most interesting I knew was like, oh, she has really nice handwriting.
Yeah.
Surface level bullshit. I knew she was cool. Like I was like, all right, I fuck with this person, but I wasn't like, and she dressed well. She has great work outfits. Well, outfits in general, but work outfits. But then, after this weekend event, we hung out in my hotel room. That sounds salacious. It's not. We got to talking about, I don't really know how it really got brought up, fandom culture, but like, we learned that we both were fangirls.
Yeah.
Was it Kanej? I think it was.
I think it was.
I might have said like, oh, whenever I hear your name, I think of Kaz from
Six of Crows.
Yeah. And so we both will have an episode on that. So we like sort of understood that point, like, oh.
Yeah. Clown recognizes clown.
And so then I passed the vibe check. I started getting invited to outside of work things. And the friendship just grew from there.
Yeah.
I introduced her to F1.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm sure you would have. I don't want to take sole responsibility for that. But
like, did.
I buttered her up.
Yeah.
Got her introduced to it. And that really, like, at that point, I mean, when you're in the same fandom together, it's
you
like,
just cemented.
Oh, we're here.
We're here.
So anyway,
we're present.
That's how we met. That's how we became friends.
And that was what, 2 years ago?
Maybe 3.
Maybe 3.
No,
probably 3.
2. I think it's 2.
Okay, probably 2.
But
maybe
we're coming up on 3.
Yeah.
So we've been friends for 3 years. She now knows all of my friends. I know all of her friends. Yeah. We're filming in my house right now. Sometimes it'll probably be Kaz's apartment. Backgrounds are going to change. Maybe we'll get funds one day to rent a damn studio. Who the fuck knows? But I'm wearing my Lestappen shirt that Kaz gave me because fandom. What are their Sunny Angels? Okay, sorry. I'm a fake fan. But I love this shirt. And I love Lestappen.
I do.
Anyway, that's, I guess, the background.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes.
Yes.
We're going to be biased.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's just the nature of being a fangirl, because it's like, you're a fangirl, obviously you're like passionate about something, so you're just gonna have to have like really strong opinions.
Yes. And if we hurt your feelings, click away. I don't know. Maybe come back to another episode.
Like, no. Or actually, if you like disagree with like any of our takes,
interact. Comment.
Yeah, I would love to, because I love like a discourse, but obviously not like dumb discourse. But like I love a productive discourse, and that may be hard to do online in fandom spaces. But I do like reading
Call
them.
in.
Yeah, but like I love like reading about
people's takes. Yeah, if you disagree, you can of course interact. Maybe don't like send death threats, but
we probably will be disagreeing.
We will disagree sometimes. We do agree a lot of the time,
but sometimes,
but not always.
Yeah, not always. No.
So anyway, those I guess are kind of. I mean, those are pretty lame ground rules.
No.
We're gonna be biased.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep it cute, but we're gonna be biased.
Yeah.
We wanted to sort of have the first episode be about the sort of fan culture etiquette and sort of issues we've been noticing as elder fangirls, as hags, if you will.
Like, if we were on Twitter right now, they would call it as, what the fuck is this hag doing here?
Exactly.
Yeah. No. Get this granny out of here, actually. That's a better, like,
We are grannies. And that's okay. We support any age group to watch, but we want to have a discussion about fan culture etiquette, because things are getting loosey-goosey.
Messy.
We can't be having that. We're going to ruin it for everyone.
Yeah.
If we don't lock the fuck in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
We thought that would be an interesting first episode to.
Yeah, but also it just makes sense because like our podcast title is like Fangirl Support Group, so I think it only makes sense that we talk about like fandom culture and the etiquette in general for the first one.
And it'll give you guys insights into like where we're at with
where we're at
fan culture. That's what we're gonna discuss today, and then we'll get into our segments. But I guess I don't know. We'll kick it off. What's your first point of discussion, ground rule, what's the thing that you wanna hit first?
I think it makes sense for me to like mention that like I've been a fangirl since I was like, I can't even remember.
The first age, I know.
I can't
It's
even remember.
in you or it's not.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, you're either a fangirl or you're not a fangirl.
Which is funny. We've said I was a twin. My sister is very much not a fangirl.
She didn't get the
but she
like,
did get the
fangirl
genes. And
gene.
it's she'll come on and at some point and we'll probably discuss that. But yeah, I think it's interesting. You either have or you don't.
You either have it or you don't, or also like you. I can't remember when I started being a fangirl. All I remember is that I can't consume things normally.
No.
I can't be normal about it. About like the things that I like.
But we've discussed, and I think we discussed this when we came up with the idea of doing the podcast, is like, I mean, I don't want to say I feel bad for people that don't have it within them, but like, there is no greater like joy than when
like,
your fandom
of something,
whatever, like, does something good or like whatever it may be, like when you get to, or you get to interact with people in the space, like the lows are low, but the highs are so high.
Well, I will say is it like I do recognize that like I'm like parasocial about things, but also like let's not be weird.
Our frontal cortexes have developed.
I think that's like the biggest thing too.
It does help. I will say, like, back in the day when I was a big 5 Sauce stan, we'll do an episode on it.
Yeah.
Like, if one of them ever was rumored to be in a relationship, like, oh, I was suicidal. But nowadays, like, that pain goes away after a few hours, maybe a day. I mean, not about 5 Sauce. I'm not necessarily caring if they're dating, but it's just you learn to
learn how to like
ride the wave in a more
waves, or like you also learn how to like cope with like if you're a fan of someone and especially and they're like going through like dating someone, obviously you're like, oh my god.
At this point, I also know, like, girl, you ain't dating that, like, it's not that.
I'm not bumping into
not
fucking, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Luke Hemming, that man's married with a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you learn to, I would still say, I'm parasocial, but, like, you learn how to...
You learn how to deal, like, obviously, as you grow older, you hopefully, you'll also regulate
your emotions.
Like, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I think one of the biggest, maybe that also is a part of why, like, why people are weird as, like, a fangirl adult is because they weren't a fangirl when they were teenagers.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
I do think, I guess we can talk about it now.
We are talking about it, yeah.
I do think there is, like, I remember the shame and embarrassment I would feel if anyone ever, like, because I wrote fan fictions, we'll talk about it. How many times, take a shot every time Sammy says that.
Yeah.
But, like, if I was writing or even just reading, like, the shame, the levels I would go to like, hide it from people.
No, it was actually, like, a humiliation, like, try. I remember that, like, it was, like, a big secret that, like, I read fan fiction. I mean, like, and I consume fan fiction. Mm-hmm. I mean, to some degree, it's still, I think it's, like, the nature of, like, I just am a private person that, like, it's not the first thing I share with, like, strangers that, like, hey, by the way, I love AO3. Like, I am an AO3 stan. Like, I'm in their wall. It was a private thing for me now. Oh, back then? Fucking free? What?
No,
like,
literally.
what are you talking about that you're reading about, like, I don't know, a fanfic about either, like a show or a movie, or the worst part of it is, like, if it was, like, a fanfic about real people.
Yeah.
Like, RPF.
Yep. And, like, you had the people that you could talk about, like, the other fangirls that, like, that was always a safe space.
Yeah.
But, when we were growing up, I don't know what year this would have been, I guess, like, 2012 to 2016.
Yeah.
Were the, like, the shame, people, being a fangirl, I would argue nowadays, maybe I wouldn't go as far as saying it's cool, but, like...
No, it's become really normalized.
It's very normal.
Yeah.
Back when we were in high school...
No.
Loser freak!
Yeah.
Like, you're chopped.
No. You can't hang out with the kids! Like, what? You can't.
No.
Yeah.
So, that shame and embarrassment that... Not that I want other people to feel shame or embarrassed for being a fan. But
okay, I will say because like I do think that like of course like the pandemic changed a lot of things, but I think
that's true.
Yeah, but I think that like the normies or like normal people who aren't necessarily part of fandoms became part of fandom because by nature like everyone was inside.
Yeah, and social media
was like popping off.
Yeah,
like more so than you. Everyone was chronically online,
and it creates access to those spaces. And
everyone was chronically online, and I think that's like
way,
part of like the reason why fandom etiquette and culture changed so much is because like again like you have these like people that weren't fangirls in their youth join as an adult and they haven't really gone through the fucking trenches.
Nope, they haven't had the training, they haven't put in the hours.
Yeah, you haven't like logged in and like they come into these spaces
willy-nilly.
Not even it would be one thing if they came into the space like nilly-willy, but the place that they enter from is that like they for some reason think that they can dictate years of like fandom like
entitled.
Unwritten rules, but also just like for some reason like wield like a moral superiority about like people's like interests, and I'm just like, girly pop, you just got here. You just got here. You also like like the first rule of like fucking like being a fangirl was like you can't police people and like you can't tell them what to like and not to like. And again, this is like there is clearly a difference between like people who have been in the Tumblr trenches versus like people who have not, because it's like these are discussions that have already happened.
You've been educated. But these people, which I also think it's sad because it sort of exploits the fangirl system in the way that like I think fan spaces want to be very welcoming. Like that's that's
by
kind
nature,
of the goal.
By nature it was like
we all love this thing. Let's all enjoy it. Yeah. But then you get bad actors who haven't gone through the education of like oh, this is how I act correct in a fandom space. Yeah. And it's starting to become a real issue.
Yeah, and also it like takes the fun away if like, you know what I mean, if you are online and talking mad shit about like something that you like, and here comes Miss Sue like coming
Negative
in and it's like
fucking Nancy.
Pansy talking about like you can't talk about them that way, or like this is such a wrong take, and I was like, well,
and like maybe we're not woke enough, I don't know, but
I
like to think we are, but
apologies, woke nonsense.
But like it is sort of becoming a major issue in a lot of different ways. They're policing too much way, but then also in a you're not policing yourself enough kind of.
Why are you in everyone's business? Like get out of there.
Yeah. And it's starting to breach the walls of the enclosure, so to speak.
So fucking annoying that like I can't enjoy the things that I like without some annoying girl like telling, or like annoying person just telling me in my ear, telling about like this is not good media, or like this is not like morally superior, or like did you actually know that they're like a war criminal? What are you talking about? Like, they're talking like war criminal in fiction. Have you seen outside?
Yeah.
We have actual war criminals running around.
In our backyard.
No, actually, like me consuming like fan fiction about two war criminals fucking each other is not gonna have an impact on the policy about like energy right now. No. Like, you know what I mean?
If anything, it's a safe space to interact with those themes.
Yeah.
In a way that doesn't actually affect the world.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If it's not something that you enjoy, don't interact with it. Like, you're not being forced to consume anything. And why? I mean, I understand. I love a hate watch. I love being a hater.
Yeah. To be clear, we are
haters at our core.
Yeah, we're kind of haters. Yeah.
But I'm not going to, and maybe it's because my frontal lobe is developed. I don't know. But I'm not gonna actively consume, or if I am going to actively consume the media that I know is going to
piss you off, like rage bait.
I have the wherewithal to be like, okay, like, damn, this pissed me off, but I'm not gonna like serious. Interact with it and like try and preach about why it's so bad. Like, okay, it pissed me off, I'm gonna move on with my day. Yeah. And if you have that ability to like separate yourself from those emotions, great. Consume the stuff that you hate. That's fine.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that, then don't watch it. Don't click
don't consume it. Don't consume it.
It's not for you.
Yeah, just hit like the not interested in TikTok.
Yes. Let people have
hit the mute button. Oh my god, I love
mute.
Yeah.
And you can always like opinions change, things change. You
Yeah.
can always unmute someone later down the line. I've done it before.
Yeah.
But yeah, like use your tools around you to create.
They're there for a reason. But also, like, it's so draining to like, I don't know, keep talking about the things that you hate. That's another thing about like fandom spaces that I'm noticing more is that like people tend to talk about the things that they hate more than the things that they like or like love to consume. Which I'm like, well, girl, what are you here for? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like. You spent all this time. Like,
you're not actually a fangirl. You're, I don't want to say hate girl. It's a really bad.
No.
But like you're just a hater. You're just a hater.
You're just a hater, which is like.
You're a troll.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of. Because then it's like.
Masking as a.
Yeah.
Fangirl.
Because then it also bleeds into if you hate something that like I don't know whether that's a ship, whether that's a piece of media. You end up hating at some point. You end up hating the people that consume it, which again, that's actually none of your business.
No. And also. Correlation does not equal like just because someone's a fan of something doesn't mean that they actually suck as a person.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people I'm sure that I've met that would have differing fan opinions as me, but I love having regular conversations with them. I also think too, going back to our original point of like because before social media really became what it is now, not to say that it wasn't a thing when we were, young fans of things, but like it certainly wasn't what it is now. You had these online spaces as these safe spaces to consume these things. And yes, trolls and haters and whatever were a part of it, but, like, I don't think to the degree that they are now because of the access that everyone has to it. Yeah. And so it's, like, by being the hater, by being whatever it is, the contrarian, whatever it is that you want to say these people are being, like, you're recreating within a safe space now these feelings of shame and embarrassment and maybe worse than that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And it's sad. Like, I think as people who have felt shame and embarrassment towards being a fangirl, like, that's not fun.
That's
Especially
not fun.
when you're young. And a lot of these people are young. We're grown adults. Like, we have the capability to, like, okay, let's shut the laptop.
Go outside, touch
why
your
are you being
grass.
cyberbullied?
Close that damn computer or like close that damn phone.
But when you're young, like it's hard to see the forest for the trees.
Yeah.
So
well, that's another thing too. Is that like kids these days or like the youth, just have such like access to all of it. They have access to all of it. There's no like barrier of like unless their parents are very like real strict about like you're not going
online,
into
which is sad because we'll discuss. I think the only reason I'm semi-funny is because I was a fangirl. Yeah. Like there's so much good to come out of these things.
There are some good. Like I've met a lot of friends through like fandom spaces, which is great. But yeah, back to my point about like because there's no like barrier about like kids having access to like fandom spaces that they have so much access to like the internet but not all the tools to deal with the internet. Like, you know what I mean?
Because there's no, maybe that's what this podcast will be, but there's no like guidebook
for
how to, like we're saying these are our personal rules as it comes to engaging in fan spaces, but like there's not, you can't just Google, I mean maybe there's something on Reddit has everything, but like you can't, realistically you can't Google like fangirl handbook and like there's no page that's gonna tell you like go touch grass. I mean someone might tweet that to you, but like it's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And then it's also hard because it's like I imagine parents also do not have the tools.
They have no idea. Yeah. Because I don't know. I'd love to one day have like
a parent,
an older person on that like is a fangirl. I mean I know they had like groupies and stuff for bands, but yeah, without the social media aspect of it, I'd love to get someone's perspective. That's besides the point.
That's another...
so they really, because they didn't grow up with social media, they really don't have any of the ideas of how to help people. I mean, in some ways, we're lucky that, like, we made it out of teenage dumb
things.
And being fangirls
relatively,
without, like
a
relatively well-adjusted, relatively unscathed.
Yeah.
You know, I never had any...
Yeah. Well, but I will say, though, that, like, we talk about, because, like, we're frontal lobe is developed, that we're kind of, like, well-adjusted fangirls, but sometimes it doesn't work that well, actually. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Which is, like, unfortunate to see, because they're, like, one of the fandoms I'm part of, or, like, I'm in, like, I was, like, just normal, like, fangirl shit. Like, I was interacting with, like, fans of, like, people that I'm fans of, too. Yep. One of them, because this was, like, last year. I was in a group chat, and, like, last year, I thought it was all the same age. No, Girly Pop was, like, way older.
Oh, and I thought you were going to say younger. I was like, that's scary.
No, like, way older. And, like, the way she was acting, I fully thought she was, like...
our age? Or younger?
Or, like, younger. Because of, like, how... parasocial and, like, not normal about it she was, and it's like
that
there's also no if I was like that, I need you to take me out back.
There is a level of, like, it's important to live your life outside of like, I think fandom spaces are beautiful, and, like, I would hope as I get older it's still something that I mean, who knows, you never know, but, like, it's still something that I engage in because I do find a lot of joy in it. And that's like, I have lots of friends as I get older, they're like, oh, I've deleted all my social media, and I'm happy for them, and that's their journey. Like,
I wish
in some ways I do wish, but in other ways I'm like, I find so much joy in the days where, like, I don't leave my bed. There is so much joy that can be brought out of fandom spaces, especially in a way of, like, a lot of things we're fans of are, like, sports related, but it's hard sometimes to find like-minded people within, you know, your actual life. And so it's nice to have that avenue of, like, because when you get, especially when a game's going on or whatever, you get really, like, passionate about it. And then,
like, who do you talk to?
Yeah, you become your dad and you're yelling at the I mean, girl, I've been there, don't worry. But, like, you're yelling at the TV screen, and it's like, okay, maybe we need to find a better avenue to express this. And so, I think, like, if logging off social media and whatever as you get older is what you need to do, that's great. But, like, I also think there is a lot of joy that can be brought out of fandom spaces. But all that to be said, it is important to have a life outside of whatever it is that you're doing online as it relates
to things that you consume.
Or, you know, maybe meeting, I'm so glad to have Kaz. Like, there's nothing better than having a friend that you can see in person and discuss things about with. But it's also, like, important for Kaz and I to have conversations that are not about anything related to fandomhood. And, like, a lot of our conversations are because we are those, like, avenues and outlets for each other, and it's wonderful. But, like, I also give a fuck about, like, the normal things that happen in Kaz's life and vice versa.
I get into something and I'm, like, knee deep.
It's the only thing you're thinking about.
And it's the only thing
which is bad.
Which is bad, I would say.
It gets bad when it's all consuming.
Oh, and and I say that as, like, someone that's, like, an all consuming, like.
It's the highest high sometimes.
Oh yeah, but
it's like doing a line of Coke. You're like maybe I shouldn't talk about Coke on the podcast.
No. I think that's fine. Yeah.
It's like doing a line of drugs, and you're like.
No, but no, and, like,
but it's unhealthy.
Yeah, but, like, in some similar vein, I, like, when I'm all consuming about something, and, like, again, the highest of high, I'm like, why the fuck do people? Like, why the fuck do people drug? Something, like, got
literally
into this?
the serotonin that is released.
Yeah.
But when you do get to that point,
it is.
It is like doing. It's like a drug addiction. It's like, okay, we gotta walk this back. Like, it's not good when it's the only thing
that
if you
like,
can't engage in conversations with other people, whether
without
they're fans or not, without bringing it up.
It also is a skill. It's a skill that's outside of being a fangirl to be able to turn it on and off.
And it's especially hard when you're a teenager and you have those teen emotions. Like, I think the only thing I ever wanted to talk about when I was young.
Absolutely, I did not give a fuck about like.
And you're not old enough to really live life in a super free way, so like
you're experiencing anything else other than like school and like social media.
It's similar to like having a crush on a boy for people maybe that aren't fans watching. Like, you know, that can be all consuming, or a girl, whatever you like. that can be all consuming. Obsession is like a drug, literally.
Yeah, it truly is. So when you do get into that space, and not to say I don't, like I literally just talk like
it's,
I was.
It's the highest high.
It's the highest high. And literally just go on a walk and like breathe in the fresh air and like it's really not that serious.
Yeah.
Like
it's never really, that serious. These people don't know you. They never will know you. Probably.
They don't know I exist. Like you know what I mean. It's not that big of a deal.
Let the joys that they bring you be
just
a little bit less all-consuming.
Yeah.
But then I also, we're sitting here saying it's like a drug.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. But see, that's
too. It's okay.
But see, that's the thing, right? It's like we do recognize when it is like, oh, this is like a drug. Like I need to.
There's probably like, an episode where we're within our drug high.
Oh yeah.
And we're like,
what the fuck?
Oh my God, I need to talk about this.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be an episode
and
of
then
us
once that
delusional.
high, comes down, it's like...
We're going to rewatch it back and be like, oh.
What the fuck was that about? Good to, like, recognize it.
Yeah.
And then just, like, go do something else.
Yeah. Another point I wanted to bring up, as I think it'll be very relevant to this podcast, is our perspectives on standing real people and shipping real people and all that comes with that. Yeah. I think a lot of the fandoms that Kaz and I interact within do involve real people, and I know there's a lot of discourse online about that's
how
okay.
It's not ethical.
It's not ethical. It's very parasocial, and I can understand the parasocial perspective.
Okay. But sorry to interrupt.
No.
But like, I will say this as a preface or like a whatever disclaimer. RPF, real people shipping, or like real people fiction. Mm-hmm. RPF is for those who have a pure heart. I'm sorry. Am I wrong?
There's nothing better.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like it's only for people that have pure intentions and pure of heart. I'm sorry. And if you don't
and the truest of fangirls.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I love a good I watched a show or I read a book and whatever, but there's no feeling, and maybe it is partially the slightly as I get older, very delusional, but especially when you're a teenager, there's slightly delusional part of your brain that's like, no, I could meet these people in real life. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or that they're real and that the story is organic and ongoing. We are two people that are not anti-shipping and or standing real people. However, there are rules of engagement.
Yeah, there are rules of engagement.
You need to, and I find this to be, I think, the biggest issue, at least that I see on the fandom spaces that I interact in, is that people have not been trained properly.
Not very demure, not very mindful, not very classy about it. Yeah.
Because it does become problematic when you're not following the rules.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest rule when it comes to shipping real people is you cannot, under any fucking circumstance, bring this to these people's attention. You cannot get it on their feed.
No.
Unless they're engaging in fan spaces, which at that point,
that's
their
thing.
problem.
Yeah,
that's not my business.
Yeah.
But if you're going out of your way, and we're going to get to this, especially you fuck-ass brands out there, or corporations, or journalists, or whatever you want to call yourself, who are printing these shits out and bringing it to their attention.
God,
fuck you.
My God, just can you be normal?
But even if it's as simple as commenting it on a social media post or whatever.
I would never go into someone's fucking Instagram
and comment a question about it or whatever.
Or comment a question about it. That's something that you don't actually do.
That becomes parasocial. That becomes problematic. Yeah. Because they are real people at the end of the day.
Yeah, they are real people with different lives.
And 9 times out of 10, the things... We're going to have a Tom Day episode, don't you worry.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, the person that you're shipping them with...
that's a partner.
Yeah, and it's
or
maybe
also,
this ain't ever going to happen.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
also, again, most of the time, if not, the whole point of, real people shipping is that these are jobs to them.
Yeah. Yep.
I think people also need to realize that, sometimes, they do play it up for, whatever movie they're promoting, whatever show they're promoting, which is fine and great. But again, these are jobs.
To give maybe the fangirls some credit, it goes both ways, and that
it
you
does.
know, we're not, but like people are anti real people shipping or real people fiction or whatever.
RPF,
but then like
RPS,
the fucking marketing companies for whatever it is are, and again, we're gonna get to you. Are like using that as it's sort of like queer bait. General rule of thumb, like
if you are,
don't put it on their feed. Like it's okay to do as long as you're self-aware enough about the fact that like realistically it's probably never gonna happen. If it does, great for you.
Again,
and great for them.
High.
Yes, highest of highs.
But
and like your delusions are right.
Yeah, but most of the time.
But most of the time it's not gonna happen, and we have to accept that and not bring the actual people into the spaces because that's very uncomfortable. There's been so many times, like I know I just listened to a podcast where Louis Tomlinson was talking about Euphoria putting Larry fanfiction in season 1. Yeah. I mean, he just said, like, that's really... I was never consulted on this. It was uncomfortable. And I get that. It's not fair to these people to try and spin narratives about them that aren't real. I think it's okay to, consume that media or write that media or engage with that media on your own separate time because it's fun. It's entertaining, but just keep it off of
the real people,
their feed. Keep them out.
And there's another thing about like RPS, again, like real people shipping, is that like most of the time it's not really about them. It's about
the story, the
narrative, the content that they create, and it's I would argue also like if you are shipping real people, and the fandom that you're in has like some of the best writers. Oh my god!
It's so yummy. Yeah, nothing's better.
So good. It's so good. Like again, like most of the time, it's not even about like the actors, the athletes, or like the real people. It's just the story. No, it's just the story and how like compelling it is for them to be like together. They should be together.
And I think that's why we are, I don't want to say pro it, but like we support it.
If you're like, me and Sammy both like ship Verstappen, like Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc, that's always gonna be, well, until, you know.
Shout out Alexandra.
Right.
Shout out their marriage. Well, I do support that.
Yeah, we do support it. They're really cute. But until our Pookie Max Verstappen retires, that thing is always gonna be like,
maybe the even lore, after. You never know.
The lore is still gonna be ongoing because like,
His rivalry exists for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, that show was as good as it was because... And was as watched as it was because... And challenge... Like, all these things that are coming out this year because those stories are fucking
Women's stories matter.
Women's stories matter. I think of Larry or... you know, Larry. I guess you could throw Stappen in there, but I know that, like, Louis and Harry specifically got a lot of... no, that was... backlash, but they had a lot of... it was brought to their attention in ways that I don't think was fair to them.
Larry was such a...
They weren't underage, but still.
They were underage.
They were too young.
Yeah, but every time I, like, encountered, like, on the internet, like...
Were you a Larry? No. I wasn't. Okay.
No. It's not that I didn't get the ship. I can see the appeal. No.
It wasn't my thing.
Yeah, no, it wasn't my thing. That wasn't my niche. For people that don't know what Larry is, it is, it was about Harry Styles and Louis Tomlinson from One Direction. I think we should have started there.
I think of Larry, I think of, like, Kit Connor. Like, when you, especially with RPF, where you're taking, quote-unquote, straight people and shipping them with someone of the same, like, sex.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the fan culture that spreads is, like...
you're gay. Really quickly.
Don't get me wrong. I love being like, my gays. We love the gays. Yeah. But like, if you bring it to them and you sort of try to force some sort of like identity confession out of them,
don't do that.
That's very problematic. Don't do any of those sorts of things. And that's again why it's important to just not let it escape the barricades. Like, keep it internal.
Yeah. Well, to go back to like fandom culture as we experienced it as kids. That should stay in forums. That should stay contained. Like, that was run
it
like the Navy.
It wasn't even really on... Because I wouldn't say Twitter or TikTok or... I mean, TikTok didn't exist. But, like, I wouldn't say Twitter, certainly not Facebook, at that point in time existed in the way that, like, fan spaces weren't really on those websites. Like, I'm sure to some degree...
One Direction, though, it was.
Yeah, that's true. But when we were a little bit younger...
Yeah.
I feel like it was too cool. Like, Twitter, you know, you still had to be kind of cool about what you're posting. Whereas nowadays, it's like, whatever.
Anyone can create like a fake account.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
People weren't doing that as much when we were there. That's what Tumblr really was for.
Yeah, that was Tumblr was for. And again, Tumblr was kept contained.
But people accessing Tumblr knew what they were getting into.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's a big one with that. And then to go back to the conversation that we sort of were having alongside this, that I think makes it problematic because A, it slightly condones it, but B, I don't know, it's like manipulative. Is larger brands,
corporations,
bringing fandom culture either onto their feed or to the people, like
to the actors, to the athletes.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
This is embarrassing.
It is.
You're creating,
artists,
it all goes back to the shame and embarrassment.
Yeah.
You're creating not just shame and embarrassment for the people within the fandom that are trying to keep it contained, but you're also embarrassing the actors or whoever it is.
Be mindful of why you were invited.
Literally. And and
I'd argue they weren't even invited.
No, you're monetizing your shit off of it.
They're capitalizing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's fucked up. And I get, I enjoy that social media brands, that's not the word I'm looking for, but corporate brands, excuse me, are using social media in a more casual way. I actually do think that's a better way to, it's a smart marketing ploy, but it gets to a point. It gets to a point, especially in sports, that ship names have become so commonplace that I'll be watching whatever and the grown ass 50-year-old man is Lestappen is what
I was like,
how do you know that?
Why are you in our business?
Literally.
Why are you in business?
Follow the fucking rules.
Oh, also, again, why the fuck does an interviewer, and you can speak more on this, why does an interviewer asking Coco Gauff about, heated rivalry, was it?
Yes.
Yeah, what? About her, other co-star, but, co-athletes, colleagues.
Co-workers.
Your co-workers, literally, again, this is a job to them.
So I am a big, big tennis fan. Kaz is not as big of a fan, but she lets me yap about it.
Yeah.
Which that's what I love about our friendship is even if we're not mutually obsessed with the same thing, we always create space for each other to yap.
Yeah.
Which is great. And with no judgment.
Yeah.
And we're curious and whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's fine that if they wanted to bring up the show to her, I think that would have been appropriate.
Yeah. What wasn't appropriate?
The problem was this straight ass man is okay, he's describing the two characters. So you have Ilya Rosanov and you have Shane Hollander. And he goes, Ilya Rosanov is more of the tough skin, sort of angrier one.
Yeah.
And he goes, and I guess I should give context. The two best tennis players in men's tennis right now are Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz, who I am a big shipper of.
Yes.
Shout out Synchraz.
Yeah.
And so he goes, I would say Ilya is more of a Carlos Alcaraz, if you will. And poor Coco has to sit there and she goes she actually clocked his teeth. She goes, not really. I think Carlos is a bit happier than that. Jannik is not Shane.
Yeah.
And so, then he goes, so a Jannik Sinner, and poor Coco, but at this point she goes, yeah, I would agree with that. And it's why? It's one thing to talk to Coco about heated rivalry, a show that she's vocalized that she likes and has told the world she likes. I think that's fair game.
Yes.
But,
it's another thing.
Why are you bringing her coworkers into...
To, ask about heated rivalry in the context of the people that she
sees every day.
She sees every day, but also, again, this is not she doesn't get... This is a professional sport.
Many, many, many millions of dollars are on the line. It puts her in an uncomfortable position in which, I don't know, she runs into Carlos and he's like, hey, I saw that. It's just weird.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Carlos and Jannik know, I'm certain they know that, people maybe they don't know about the gay of it all, but,
nitty-gritty of it.
Yeah, but they know that, people enjoy the two of them together.
Or, interacting.
Yes. Yeah. It's brought up to them ad nauseum. Every question they're asked about is about the other player. Yeah. It's disrespectful to Coco. Coco, in her own right, is a great tennis player.
It is.
And, sure, you can talk to her about heated rivalry. She's obviously discussed that's something that she likes. But, to diminish her to, just some sort of, talking piece about two other players.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck you. I think follow the rules is really where I'm at with that. Be mindful while you're invited to the club.
Keep it cute. Fangirling in like fandom spaces can be fun. It's escapism. Like you're you're dealing with something that you don't want to deal with, and like let's all be honest, like that's mostly everyone. Like hello, have you seen it outside? Again, hard. Let's focus on it, making it a positive thing. Yeah. Not just for you, but like for everyone else. Like, because at the end of the day, fandom spaces are a community.
Yes.
And communities have a set of rules.
And if you are in a toxic community, you're probably in a cult, and you should.
Yeah. And that's another thing too that I will say about like standing real people is also recognizing that like you don't have to put them on a pedestal.
No, they're real people. They're flawed. They're probably very flawed. They're also likely very fucking rich, which in turn makes them even more flawed.
Yeah.
And so I think when you try to play the holier than thou game of like, oh, the person I stan is
like,
holier than the person you stan. It's like, no, they all actually are
bad people,
pretty problematic.
Yeah.
And
not bad people necessarily, but like problematic people.
And so
bad people at most.
Yeah.
A lot of the times fans take it so personally that you made a joke. Oh yeah, they probably like this dumb shit. Yeah. And it's like all of a sudden you got bitches in your comments and like mentions and that like you can't talk about them that way. And I was like, guys, they're never gonna see this. No. I mean, like, just be mindful. I mean, like, if you know that the person that you're standing is chronically online, then maybe, like...
Or you're commenting it on their feed.
Then maybe, like, keep it cute, and also, like, keep it in the group chats.
Especially when it comes to sports. People tend to be like, oh, you can't hate anyone. You gotta be a fan of everyone. The whole point of sports is to like one person or one thing, one team.
Yeah, I think what people don't realize is that, like, sports is inherently, like, a competitive space. Yeah. These people have sacrificed blood, sweat, and tears to be where they are now. And at the end of the day, they care so much about, like, the results. They care so much about, like, the stats. They care so much. Why do you think they have teams that, like, is just dedicated for them to be like, hey, you could be better at this.
Yeah.
And here's, like, your opponent's stats. Yep. And that's what you need to do.
A big issue currently is with sports betting. People are sending like death threats to athletes and whatnot after they lose or whatever it may be. Whatever causes these bettors to not win their bet. Don't go into this fucking person's DMs and
don't
like
do that. Don't do that. You can talk
where we cross the line.
You can talk shit with your friends.
No.
Also, the worst part is like, don't go after their fucking family. That's crazy. Don't do that.
Let's not bring these other people into it.
Like, no, that's insane.
I'm sure as we
go
down the road with this pod,
we will like revisit
because oftentimes we'll text each other something that like pisses
happens,
us off,
like,
and we'll be like,
oh. Unless like you bitches know how to act and figure it out,
you're getting
this shit is locked. Like, I'm sorry, figure it out.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, on to our segments.
Yes.
This week is a tennis update because we just got finished in the tennis world with the Monte Carlo Masters. Jannik Sinner won over Carlos Alcaraz today in 2 sets. The first Sinner match of the year, shockingly, because we had so many last year. Yeah. Sinner is the real heated rivalry, the real challengers. I mean,
and our straight friend said that.
Y'all need to,
a straight man, Thomas.
If you haven't locked into the tennis yaoi of it all, like, you're missing out. I'm a Jannik truther, but also it's just like, it's right. Like, Jannik is, like, having the one next to his name makes sense. Sorry. That's my tennis update. Okay, tweet of the week. Mine is, of course, tennis related, because I'm primarily, honestly, on tennis Twitter these days. So this is from @user_versinner. Thing is, anything could happen tomorrow because Jannik's playing peak tennis. But as we all know, Alcaraz digs around in his butt and uses his prostate to activate his crazy gay stalker abilities whenever he catches a whiff of Jannik. So
truly is a poetry.
Tell me anyone who has ever said anything that funny to you ever.
First in my bloodline to read this.
No.
So one of the like things that I like but don't actively interact with the fandom is Dune. Like, the name is like Timothée Chalamet's Impregnator.
Love.
Something about that man looking like a twink like makes you want to impregnate. Yeah, I get it. Me when I give birth to a boy who was supposed to be a girl and then make him go to war. That is a tweet of the week. Like, look how pretty he is, and then you force him to go to war.
Our thought daughter. All right, final segment.
We're doing fanfic of the week, and we're also doing edits of the week.
Yes.
We're both very passionate about edits on TikTok.
For the edits, for the fanfics, we're not going to link anything because I don't want to blow these people's spots up, especially with AO3. a lot of it is like you gotta have an account to engage with. If you don't have an AO3 account, I don't know, girl, get on that shit. But we will do an episode on fan fictions, and you're missing out. The best literature
is in fan
is on AO3.
Yeah. So continuing my tweet of the week, it was about Dune. So my recommendation for fanfic of the week is about my ship in Dune, which is Paul and Irulan. She doesn't like that ship. I like the ship because of like the inks, but also it's a Doom ship. I love a Doom ship. The fanfic is called Flesh and the Wife. It's about Paul and Irulan's sexy failed marriage trope. Paul is like the chosen one and he can see through futures. They had to navigate of like what is like meant to be and what they are constantly creating in the moment.
Okay, that kind of is intriguing because I do love I mean, I don't ship Irulan and
I just love
Paul,
how,
but I do love a doomed. There's nothing better than a fanfic where it's so depressing and they don't end up together because like right person, wrong time. I think is one of my favorite tropes ever. Yeah, mine is a F1 fanfiction. This is a pretty popular one in the F1 space. So if you're an F1 girly, you've probably read it, and if you haven't,
lock in.
This is a fanfiction called Eat Them Alive. So it's technically a Max fic. It's also sort of a Land Oscar fic in some ways. But it's essentially about a world in which Max retires. Well, this might be a reality. Relevant.
It's about to be our world soon.
Where Max retires from F1, and then because of that, Oscar replaces him at Red Bull. That's my fanfic of the week. Okay, on to edits of the week. I guess I can go first with this one, and then you can do yours. Yeah. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to show it to Kaz, and then in the editing room, Kaz, I guess, will somehow overlay it, and then I guess we'll link it for anyone that's listening on audio. Yeah. Mine's, of course, a Syncraz edit because the bitches were reemployed this week. Just well edited, really. I'm a sucker for good editing.
It's always nice when it's on fucking beat, you know? Yeah.
But wait.
Oh, wait a minute! They ate that! Oh, you're gay!
Anyway.
Yeah. Mine is very unserious.
Okay, pause. This is editing Kaz, and actually the edit that I showed Sammy is no longer available. And basically the edit is Obama edit, and it's Harry Styles and Obama. And I don't know, maybe Obama sent a cease and desist to the editor, but yeah, I can't find it anywhere. I just inserted whatever I found on TikTok. So enjoy.
Ah, my man! Who is that? You've shown me this before.
No, I haven't!
Yeah. Do you actually ship them?
No. Okay. I don't think anybody actually ships.
Like, that's just a joke. Is it like the Nicki Minaj and Tom Holland of it all? Sorry if the audio quality has changed. Our mic died, so. That's our first episode.
Hopefully you had a great time. I had a great time. Actually, you know what? Regardless, whatever.
We don't actually care.
Yeah. Sorry. We had a great time.
Next episode will be about our first fandoms that we were in to sort of give people, I don't know, the spiel of our entry point into being fangirls.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. I hope you guys liked the first episode. I don't think I looked at the camera like once this entire podcast. Sorry.
Yeah.
Kaz said she was good about it. So.
Yeah, which is crazy because I don't usually do that.
All that is to say, we will get better. This also is probably going to be a long episode, depending on how much you want to edit. So,
yeah.
I don't know. Thanks for sticking through to the end if you did. If you didn't, no worries, no sweat. Thanks for engaging regardless.
Yeah. We'll see you later.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
We'll try to set, a set schedule of, when to upload. But again, we are both employed.
Yeah, we are
We're doing this for fun.
For fun! We'll try to stick to a schedule, but if we don't, sorry.
Yeah.